Hi, welcome to LSB TV. This is Ted Godwin alongside Blake McStravick and Ryan Arrowwood. We are live in front of a studio audience. Is that going to work?
Yes.
That's when I cut to music and
Oh, yeah, good.
I've ever had in my life.
Drew, are you TIFOing topless?
Better than pants free.
Shirt free?
Better than pants free, man.
We're testing tailgate recipes.
yeah, this is
At our
the
Christmas
recipe
party.
number 2.
Yes.
This is a amazing chipotle garlic one. We have a very, really good spicy Cajun chicken one already.
Smells friggin' awesome.
Merry Christmas from the board of the Lakeside Boys. We are having a grand old time here, and we hope you are too. Merry Christmas.
Hey, it's Ted here. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Welcome to Christmas at LSB TV.
But we're like.
No, it's board of directors for LSB.
Yeah.
That was it, that's all I got.
Today we're going to cover a lot of topics because there's so much happening nowadays. We're going to go through some talk about the membership packages, TIFO plans, the promotion and marketing of the club, and, of course, we're going to delve into the controversy / opportunity presented by the Ottawa Fury and the CONCACAF sanctioning.
Uh-oh.
You got that right. All right. So let's have a start, though. We're going to talk a bit about membership packages because this is very exciting. This is a new level for the Lakeside Boys. We have in production our new scarves coming. We've already got our patches and stickers. We are ready to start distributing shortly the membership packages for 2019. So I want to get from you guys how you feel about how membership is going, how the membership drive is happening.
Basically, we're at a steady increase right now, and then eventually we're going to get close to peak near the end of the season. It's just going to go through the dang roof. Like, it's just how numbers go in this town. Like, people always do stuff at the last minute, and I think as the season progresses, it'll just continue to build people. Just because as they see what we're doing, the people that are going to the game are going to realize quite quickly they'd rather hang out with us than
Over in the fun side.
sit with the soccer moms.
And how do you feel, Blake? You've seen the patches we've got. You've seen the mock-ups for the scarf. Are you looking forward to seeing the new scarf?
Oh, absolutely. That's going to be a daily wearer for me. I'm going to be wearing that all around town. So here we are. Here's our 2019 membership patch that comes in the membership package. We have the beautiful redesign by our own Xavi Willette. And yeah, with 2019. So you're only going to get that in the 2019 membership pack.
He's done a great job, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Hopefully, mid-January is when we'll be having a pub night, and we're going to be distributing those packages. And also, there's still time available if you want to sign up on our website. Address will be put below. And as well, you will be able to actually sign up at the pub night if you want to get your scarf and patch and whatever package we've got. So look forward to that. Look for that on our website and our Twitter feed. We'll give you the information on when that's going to be. Next topic is TIFO. We have already started TIFO for 2019. This is unbelievable. We've got some of it made, and in fact, right now, as we speak, below this studio is a setup for the latest piece of TIFO that is under direction of our esteemed member Blake here. And what have you got planned for us?
Well, we're not going to say too much other than we're really going to be taking it to the next level in scope and creativity. Myself and again Xavi Willette have been knocking our heads together for some cool ideas, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great time doing the painting, coming up with cool ideas, and we're really happy to collaborate with everyone in the group. You know, whoever has some cool thoughts. So yeah, we did one rail banner, and we're working on another one now, and then we're going to do some big stuff, and it's going to be a blast. So really looking forward to that.
All right. So Ryan, as our game day experience coordinator, how do you feel about how the TIFO plans are shaping up?
So unlike a lot of other supporters, like we don't have anything to start with. We have all of our stuff from older colors, but we're starting to like from the ground up for colors and scarves and just what we're putting in the stands. So a lot of the banners and stuff we're looking at right now is stuff we're looking to be reusable as you already mentioned. as just rail banners, but at the same point in time, we can take those same rail banners, and the first few times we display them, we can put them on sticks so they're nice up and high and they look good for the purpose. But the idea is to basically build stuff that we can continue to use and not have to continually basically go print a new massive banner that looks like a jersey.
Welcome back. We're joined by Adam Kostaniuk to talk about the Ottawa Fury situation. As you may have noticed in the last few days, there's been some controversy happening. Ottawa Fury has been told, unofficially apparently, that the CONCACAF will not be giving them an exemption to their sanction to play in the USL for next year. Now, what I find interesting about this entire situation is that there has actually been no official application yet to CONCACAF, and at the same time, CONCACAF has been very clear in their messaging for the last several months that says they will not sanction based on an exemption that no longer applies. The exemption was granted to play in the USL, a cross-border league, because there was no national D1 league in Canada. There is now. What's going to happen next? So, Adam, what do you think? Do you think Ottawa will be playing in USL or CanPL next year, or
I fear they're going to be playing in neither.
neither?
Yeah, neither. Yeah, and I think the whole thing smells kind of fishy, right? There's a million different narratives being told, so somebody's not telling the truth. Somebody dropped the ball, maybe deliberately if you're a bit of a conspiracy theorist. But I fear. I'm a glasses half full kind of guy, but I fear actually that Ottawa won't have a home next year,
Right.
and that's ultimately going to be to the detriment of the sport here. Yeah. You?
That's really, I mean, a lot of questions are still to be answered, and there's a lot of mud in the waters right now as to what's really going on and who's really responsible. But you just have to know that it sucks to be a Fury fan right now, and my heart goes out to those men and women because at the end of the day, they're the ones getting screwed around. Whether it's the team that's responsible, CONCACAF, CSA, or most likely some combination of all three, it's just a bad scene. And I mean, I think best case scenario, they're playing pro soccer in Canada next year. I'm maybe biased, and I would love if that was the CanPL, but it just as long as that team continues to be a going concern for the sake of the fans. I mean, that's really what would be best. I don't want to speculate as to whose fault this is, because really there's just too much finger pointing and not enough facts on the ground.
You want to speculate a little bit.
Oh, of
though.
course I want to speculate.
I think we all want
Yeah.
to speculate.
I don't want to speculate on record.
And I have to say, yeah, especially not on live TV. But I do have to say, I totally understand what you're saying. As a supporters group here in Victoria, we feel for the supporters in Ottawa. You guys have been left high and dry and out of the loop of what's going on. So we totally sympathize with that. But what I do have to say is, I find it highly questionable, I guess is the word I want to use, that the OSEG, Ottawa Sports Entertainment Group, went ahead and talked to USL, did all the USL scheduling and application and whatever they do to get ready for next year without having the permits in place. And as I was saying to somebody earlier before we started filming, you don't build a new building without the permits. You don't start signing contracts to build that building until you've got the permits in place. So I find it highly unusual for a club to start making these commitments for the next year without having all the permits in a row. But what also I find interesting is that the CanPL has made no official declaration about this.
Which is absolutely the right move on their part. It's because, at least on the face of it, has nothing to do with them.
Right.
And so I really am very happy that so far they have resisted any urge to comment on this.
Right. So the question I have is, first of all, do we want them in the CanPL at this point?
I think they're necessary.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it would be. They have a good supporter base out there. And I mean, the part of their official statement that struck me the most, which is the one part that we can say for sure we know is the truth, is that they've given a lot of minutes to a lot of Canadian players.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a lot of Canadian guys under contract, and they've done a lot to, I guess, foster a lot of homegrown talent. So I think without them, it would be a bit of a crying shame. I think the league. They need the league more than the league needs them, I think. But I mean, it would be a shame if they weren't playing in the camp. I would say for me, I want them. Yeah.
I think we have to give them props because
Yeah.
I think if I remember correctly, they've given more minutes to Canadians in a professional soccer capacity than all 3 MLS clubs did last year combined.
Totally. Yeah. For
So
sure.
so there's something there. So the question is, where do you think they will be in 2019? Will they be playing, and where will they be playing?
Do you want to take this one?
I don't. Well, I mean, nobody's going to want to play them without proper sanctioning, right?
Oh,
course,
yeah. No,
of
the
course.
players
Obviously-
wouldn't want to play.
Yeah. My understanding is that if they're not playing in the USL, then the contracts that they've signed to their players to become void, right? And so the players can bolt like that. So, I think they have about 10, 12 players on the roster right now. That could very quickly turn to. I hate to say, I don't want to be like the Debbie Downer of the esteemed panel here, but I can't see them playing anywhere, to be honest. It's
Okay.
even if they were granted entry into the Canadian Premier League for this coming season, I believe it's too short a window to rebrand. I guess make some semblance of a roster, put a roster. I guess they'd be starting where a lot of the CanPL teams are now. Let's say if all the players ditched, but I just can't see there being enough time to set up in CanPL.
But see, this is the interesting point is that we talked earlier in the show about the lack of signings that have been announced anyway from CanPL and in particular PFC and
For
Halifax.
sure, yeah.
I think both of those teams have announced a total of 1 signing each.
For sure, yeah.
Now, theoretically, Ottawa already has pretty much a full roster. They have a stadium.
Yeah.
So in fact, they're actually ahead of places like PFC. I mean, I was just out in Langford today. I drove past the stadium site, and there is almost nothing happening in terms of construction. So right now, Ottawa Fury, if they were to join CanPL, would be way ahead of PFC.
Well, except as Adam mentioned, the contracts that they have signed with their players are perhaps specific to USL, so they may essentially have 0 players if they were to move to the CanPL. But I think speaking to that, I think the ownership, or at least management, made it quite clear that they were not interested in being forced into the CanPL in 2020. So the likelihood of them accepting being forced into the league this year is I think is almost 0. What seems most likely to me is again, this is speculation, and this is also not my idea, but that perhaps CONCACAF is just making them dance a little. They are going to get their 2019 sanctioning with an ultimatum, essentially, that this is the last year for them in USL, and it's after this it's moved to CanPL or die. And it almost sounds like OSEG may choose die, and that would be a real shame. However, I mean, the CanPL has said that there are other ownership groups that are interested in Ottawa, so hopefully Fury supporters wouldn't be too long without a team in either case.
And even without Ottawa, I mean, in terms of long-term prospects for the league, I think what's interesting is we've already got rumors of a Laval team.
Yeah.
We've already got rumors of Quebec,
Yeah.
Saskatoon,
Yep.
and even Moncton.
Yep.
So,
And Montreal.
well, Laval is outside of Montreal,
Right,
so
right.
that would be the effective Montreal team. Alex Bunbury has talked great length about that. He spoke to us about it. He spoke to other outlets about it. The Quebec team certainly seems like a definite shoe-in for 2020 or possibly 2021. So I think I personally would like to see Ottawa in, and I think that would make a great triangle if you could have Montreal area, Toronto, and Ottawa. A lovely, I should say York.
Yeah.
It's not Toronto,
Sure.
York. You've got that rivalry in there. That sounds great. So in terms of the league, it sounds like it's a great idea, but it doesn't sound necessary to me. For the fans, I want to see this team in Ottawa, and for the league, it'd be nice to have a team in our national capital. But in all honesty, whether it's OSCG or somebody else, I don't know that it's absolutely necessary.
Fair. Point well taken.
Yeah.
You're the one with the sweet tie.
It's Christmas. It's our Christmas
Yeah, I know,
special.
I like
There we go. There we go. So we're gonna wrap it up now. Yeah, we're gonna sing and wrap it up. So I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Thank you for watching LSB TV. We've appreciated your support, and we look forward to a great 2019, the inaugural season of the PFC and the CanPL. Thank you very much for watching.
You can get out after this.
Thank you. Good King Wenceslas looked out
On the feast of Stephen, as the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. That's enough.
brightly shining. Are we filming?
I don't have the rights to that song.
It's not Christmas.
What's the other one?
We must do Christmas.
5 golden